We were in a small town called East London for a game, and I get a call from Lalit saying that PP, I want Kadhi Chawal today at the stadium. Kadhi Chawal? I said, you have to be joking. And I have physically made curry. Thank God for my Gujarati genes. I have made curry at the stadium in East London.
Oh my God. Okay, let's cut right to it. The IPL. Let's start with that. How did that come about? Was cricket something that you were always crazy about? How did this entire working in the IPL come about?
I'd just come back from college, and Lalit being a really dear friend to my father, I think he invited us to the opening ceremony of 2008 season. And I obviously went with my father, and I think we watched about 2 or 3 games, the first games. And then we were at the stadium in Delhi, and he's like, why don't you come see me next week in the office? There's a game in Bombay. I walk into the office, and I see this one dude. He's inside the keyboard. Obviously, later I found out that person is Sundaraman. Yeah. And Lalit calls me in, and he's like, okay, I think this is something you like doing. So why don't you join us?
Super.
I'm like, but I don't understand anything about cricket. Like, I understand the game, but I don't know how to put this together. He's like, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just come join us. And that's literally how it all started. It just came on my lap, and there was no discussion about, am I going to get paid? Am I not going to get paid? Is there money involved? Like, what is it? Nothing. Just come join us. And after the end of season 1 is when I came on board. Just in time for the Champions League.
Fantastic. And did you pretty much hit the ground running, or were you eased into it?
See, I had a very good support system in my friend who was already working with him, Radhika.
Yeah.
So had Radhika not been there, I would have lost my marbles completely. But I think it was a very smooth transition from normalcy to madness.
Mm-hmm.
And Radhika played a very important role, because she'd been there. She was like a veteran.
Yeah.
And Sundar was till today is like a father figure to me. And he's somebody who would make sure that you have it done. You understand, you don't understand. You come back to me 10 times, 20 times, cry if you have to, but get the work done. So, there was a very good team and a support system in place.
So this was the Champions League, which was in South Africa?
No, this was the Champions League, which was in India, which was called off because of
26-11.
Yes, 26-11 attacks. And but when I experienced IPL myself in season 1, I realized what Lalit was trying to recreate. He basically wanted to get, something that experience of a Formula 1 or a football in India for the people in India to experience. Obviously, I think in season 1, there was a very small team in place. So there was a vision that we wanted to recreate this, but it wasn't done to the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, when I was got on board, my primary job was to get the hospitality in place and to deliver the experience. So it was quite competitive because, honestly speaking, we do lack the infrastructure in our stadiums, what we get globally. I'm just talking about the bare shell. What comes in, what you plug in, what you do then is totally in your hands. But, our stadiums lack good infrastructure. Mm-hmm. So that was a huge, huge, huge challenge for me, And I think as I went deeper and deeper into it, I realized, being trying to be rather an alpha female is not that easy in cricket. I'm sure you've been there, Mandira. No offense, like people should get offended if I say this. When I was given the responsibility of hospitality, the expectations were huge. Like I would say in just hypothetically speaking, in a 3-star facility, you have to deliver 7-star services.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum. And everything is on demand. Everything is on demand. With Lalit, it's like it's like a child's play. Okay, I'm counting 1, 2, 3. Where is it? It's not there. We're fired.
What fun! But that madness and that the madman that is Lalit, and I'd say it in a nice way too, because of this hyperactive and he wants everything, there and then, etc. Is that missing? Do you feel today that that one person calling the shots? So what do you think?
I don't know. I really would like to tell everyone that it was a lot of teamwork. Even if one person calls a shot, that doesn't get work done.
Yeah.
It's very easy to kind of say, it's a one-man army. It's not a one-man army. You can harp in the sky as much as you want, but if you don't have a good team to put it together, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. And I'm not in the system today, so I'm no one to say whether it's missing or not missing. But I definitely say that I just feel that we had a way serious but a lighter environment at the same time when we were there. And I think we put it together, like it was more like, it's family business, we have to get this done. It was just not a tournament which came like once a year, or like 2 tournaments which came 6 months apart, and we have to get this done and boom, game over. No, it wasn't that. So I definitely, when I see what's happening today, I just feel that element of the bonding is missing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Do you miss it? Do you miss the IPL? Do you miss that whole scene?
100%. Like anyone who's been there would be crazy not to miss it.
Yeah.
And I still remember season 2009 in South Africa. Like it was literally, okay, are we going to England? Are we going to South Africa? At 9 o'clock, okay, we're going to South Africa. Pack your bags. For how long? I don't know, like, we're going for like 3 months. Okay, we're going for 3 months. I walked into the house, I tell my parents, I'm going to South Africa. Okay, when are you coming back? I'm coming back in June, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. You go to South Africa, you are basically trying to, again, recreate a mini India in South Africa. That's literally the responsibility given to us, again, in a random country. Everything has to be there. We were in a small town called East London for a game, and I get a call from Lalit saying that, PP, I want Kadhi Chawal today at the stadium. Kadhi Chawal? I said, you have to be joking. He's like, no, I want curry. It was a Mumbai Indians game, and Neeta ma'am and Mukesh are very fond of Indian food, so I think they wanted like a lavish Gujarati spread. I clearly remember I had a staff flown in from Durban with food, and I have physically made curry. Thank God for my Gujarati food. I have made curry at the stadium in East London.
Oh my God!
I have a picture of me flying somewhere, making masala chai in Port Elizabeth. Because one of the franchises wanted masala chai. I was like,
I want those photos. Send them to me.
Over my dead body, never. Yeah, I really missed that. Like IPL 2009 was, I think, one of. If you say that, will you hold it to your heart as close as you hold your family? I would say, yeah, definitely. Like it was the most beautifully challenging experience, and it just pushed you to a limit where you would never expect yourself to go.
I can't even begin to imagine. Tell me more of the anecdotes, all the highlights, the fun times, the ones that bring a smile to your face and a glint in the eye.
I think it's one of these times when I don't know who messed up, but somebody from our team must have definitely messed up. And I think Lalit didn't want to point a finger at who messed up. And so we get an email from Lalit. And Lalit didn't even bother to go to he didn't go beyond the subject line, sorry. He wrote the entire email in the subject. And it was to the entire team, and it said, I am the captain of my ship. I mean, nobody must sink my ship. Otherwise, you have no idea what I will do. Now I am going to sleep and you shall sleep too. Good night. This was the subject of the email.
What was the context though? Why was he so terrified of his ship sinking?
No, because somebody obviously did something he didn't like, or someone took a decision which they were not supposed to take.
All right.
I have never laughed so hard in my life. I was like, you could have gone below the subject line, you could have gone to the body of
normal people.
Yeah, he wrote the entire thing in the subject line, and I was like, wow, this is fabulous. Yeah.
Okay, what about some of the friends that you've made, because of working in the IPL for so long and so consistently? Some friendships that that you took away from there?
Well, a lot. There were like on-field and off-field friendships, which I really value and cherish. I also feel like I really feel that, Radhika and Sundar and Prasanna, who's a part of, who's a part of our finance team, they're very, very close to my heart, and there's somebody who I know I can call them at any point in my life and they'd be there. Ankit Baldi is somebody who I saw him working as a runner in Champions League 2009, and he was outsourced to another agency, Carving Dreams, which was doing all our hospitality. And I saw this boy, he would always come running to me, hello ma'am, and like he was going a little extra, when you say bahut zyada kar, thoda kam karo. So then 2011 season, I called up the agency. I said, is this boy working for you? They said, no. I said, can you ask him or give me his number? Ask him if he wants to work for me. So he got really excited. He's a boy from a small town in Rajasthan called Rewa. He got really excited. He came on board. Hello, ma'am. I said, okay, you are going to be my assistant, and these are the things that you have to send emails out for me. I said, okay, first let's start with the RFPs that you need to send out for hospitality. I said, send the email. He has sent an email saying HI, how R, HOW, 100R, U to send the RFP. I have frozen. I was like, what have I done? I said, come tension hai. On my Yeah, made some amazing friends. And when you are basically IPL, Champions League itself, if I would not call it a bio bubble, is a bubble on its own. It's a life together for 3 months where you eat, sleep, walk, cricket, each other, whatever you may call it, So you are bound to make some very special relationships.
No, I think it's fantastic, and you're very, very privileged to have had that experience. At the time that you did, like you were so young.
Oh, yeah,
that experience at the time that you did, at that stage in your life. What are some of the lessons you've learned from there that you can still reflect on today and say, "Acha, that has changed me." Actually, that experience. So yeah.
I think the biggest lesson I learned was that if you need to get something done, and if you need to get something done respectfully, you have to be at the same level as everyone else. There is nobody higher, there's nobody lesser than you. And, to put together a tournament of that magnitude, I from a cop to a commissioner to an electrician to a groundsman to a waiter to the head waiter at ITC, everyone is like one family to put this together,
Yeah.
And the biggest lesson I learned was that the only reason I could put this together is because I was grounded somewhere. And that is something I still carry with me, and I think it's something I would definitely pass on to my children.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, having interacted with you, that I can vouch for it. You don't have a shred of arrogance in you, and I think that is very endearing. Because a lot of people, whether it's the family you're born to, or the social circle, or where you work, it's some would call it a natural human trait, and it's very refreshing to see somebody who manages to still remain as grounded. So
absolutely, I could be whoever, but when I am put in that stadium, my job basically was that I need to look after those 30,000 people who paid for a ticket, whether it's a 100 rupee ticket or whether it was a 50,000 rupee ticket. Basically, it's my responsibility to look after them, whether it's picking up somebody's dirty plate or whether it's, kind of passing a bottle on to somebody who's sitting on the east stand who's paid 100 rupees,
Yeah.
Or going inside to make sure कि तुमने ये t-shirt क्यों पहना है, तुम ये नहीं पहन सकते. And to be very honest, during Champions League, when we were a much smaller team, we didn't have IMG in our Champions League, so we were putting teams together, and we were doing everything. I could be a part of the marketing team at one go. I could be a part of some other team. I could be Sundar's boss. It could be everything. It was like a khichdi. Ki sabka kaam karo, saath mein karo. My backside has been pinched so many times. So many times. It is ridiculous.
We've spoken a lot about the fun times and the laughter and the high points and your friends, but life is about highs and lows. So is work. There are good days, there are bad. What was the lowest point for you, or one of some sad day or a sad memory, or just the lowest point, really, the biggest challenge? You may call it the biggest challenge or the lowest point.
I think the lowest point was in 2010 when Lalit was asked to leave, and there were a lot of questions and fingers being pointed even towards me about confidentiality, that I probably may have been there because I'm passing on information to Lalit, and I think that was just like a low blow, and I think I felt miserable because I was so young.
Yeah.
And, it was nothing to do with because I was the only girl, I was questioned. I think I was just a little too young to manage that at that point. And it was too much filled, which honestly I didn't want to be a part of. And, obviously, it was my duty as well to protect my father somewhere.
Of course.
Yeah, people have all sort of opinions on that, but I'm very clear that I will protect my father somewhere too. So I think I took a lot of it on myself, and luckily I came out of it. I'm a strong person, luckily. I didn't let myself break. But I think some of those allegations which were totally baseless. I think that was a real like low blow for me.
They're totally uncalled for. And of course, the Indian media just does not help.
Yeah, I mean, there was an allegation that I diverted a plane in which the Chennai team was traveling. I wanted them to get to, it was a charter plane, and they said that I went to the cockpit, I arm twisted the pilot, and I told him, कि नहीं, इधर plane लेके जाओ. How does it do that?
How can you even do that?
I was in the cockpit, I arm twisted the pilot, and I said, नहीं, तुम इधर नहीं जा सकते, तुम उधर लेके जाओ.
और ले गया pilot फिर.
Basically, they basically telling me I hijacked the plane.
That is it. Oh, because you were the daughter of the aviation minister. Is that
Correct.
why?
Correct. No fact check, nothing, nothing.
Which team do you support?
I don't shy. I'm very, very honest. I support Chennai.
Out and out, Chennai.
Out and out. Everyone knows it. There are no speculations. No one even bothers asking me anymore. Are you coming for a non-Chennai game? No. Sakshi knows that, like, PP, go stand in the bathroom. You'll make us feel. But it happened in my office in Vankhede. Every time I entered the bathroom, Chennai would turn the game around. So they've been trying to send me to the bathroom saying, while I'm working, go stand in your bathroom. I am working. I am not going to the bathroom anymore.
I'm saying superstitions are so much a part of the game. Tashan, superstition, go stand in the bathroom, go stand on the ground, which are some of the wackiest ones you've seen.
So I would name the team, but I think they were told in South Africa कि 101 नारियल स्टेडियम में साउथ साइड में फोड़ना है.
अच्छा.
The team owner is sitting in the kitchen area of the hospitality room, and came 3 hours before the game, and I'm in the stadium, and I heard this cut. Thinking, क्या हो रहा है? I see the owner sitting there and breaking coconuts. I was like, this is just way too much.
That's hysterical. Did they win? Did they win that match?
No. They didn't.
That's hysterical. Give me a few more examples of Lalit driving you mad, apart from the Kadhi and the email and all that.
If he watches this, I think he will drive me mad if I say any more. One is Lalit. I will not name the team again, but we, obviously there is a seat sharing with the franchise, on how many are committed to IPL, BCCI, and how many are committed to the franchise. So obviously one franchise has, I would say, the entire tournament and all the 8 franchises had the best prime seats in their stadium, best view, and we were committed in X number of seats, and obviously I think Lalit had a little extra that day. So Lalit like, just call them and take like 20 more tickets from me. I'm like, I'm scared because I don't know. I don't want to call the franchise and say, just need 20 more of your prime seats.
Yeah.
I made the call, and obviously as expected, they said no, not happening. They're friends after the game, but during the game, everyone is that loggerhead. They will kill you. So Lalit comes back saying, how can they say no to me? They've said no to you. Okay. I don't want to see them throughout the match. Make a wall in the middle. I said 6 hours before the game, what do you mean make a wall in the middle between the both of you? He's like, I don't care. Just make a wall.
No way.
I said, but how do I make a wall? He's like, you do one thing. You tell your decor team to put a wall of flowers between them and me.
No way.
Literally, in the stadium, there is like a reception stage in the middle. I don't want to see them. They shouldn't see that.
Oh my God. So well.
Lalit. Yeah.
Speaking of alpha females, one that comes to mind, of course, is Preeti Zinta. There was Gayatri Reddy at the same time. There was, of course, Neeta Ambani at the same time. But somehow Preeti was just more feisty and more into it, and she had a josh, you know.
Yeah.
Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
I think Preeti was one person. Her energy, her josh, as you call it, everything was for her team. It was not herself as an individual cheering for the team. It was her, she made herself a part of the team. That she kept her spirits high. It was for the team. If she made a noise, it was for the team. It was nothing to do about herself as an owner, as an individual. For her, it was, I represent Kings 11. I will speak for Kings 11. Yeah, which was great.
But PP, thank you so much. Like I said, PP to those loved by you and those that love you, and Poorna to the rest of the world. You're just terrific. Thank you so much for chatting with us and giving us this insight and all these hysterical anecdotes. And look forward to catching up in person soon. Lots to chat about.
Thank you. Thank you, Mandira. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.